Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with my flower fairy bits, and yeah, I've brought along some more you know, kind of well, like mass made bits really that we can incorporate to make some bits and pieces for our, you know, what's going to hopefully be our flower fairy journal. So I've tried to pick some other sort of colours here so that I'm not just doing completely pink bits. So I'm going to start with this one, which is one of those book page pockets. Now, this one has got like a fold bit here. So this could definitely have a pocket here at the bottom. So we might, you know, we might incorporate a pocket. We might not. We'll kind of just see how we get on. So I'm just going to move those bits to one side. So let's pull in an image that we think is going to look good with this. This one looks quite nice, to be fair. So let's just take this down. I'll just cut this down here. Now, again, like I've, you know, kind of said with all of these, I'm not yet sure whether to keep this, you know, in the box or whether I'm going to actually tear her down. So we'll start with her like this, and then we can kind of decide a bit further, you know, further in. So like that. Now, if I were going to have a pocket on here, I'm just having a look to see what I've got here that I could mix in to form a pocket. So, I mean, the problem is when you kind of then make a pocket, you cut down on the amount of room you've got to stick the piece, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to cut this out. Now, this is from my Victorian, I can't remember whether this is Spring or Victorian Gallery paper, but one or the other. But I thought, well, actually this might be quite a good colour sort of match. So just going to trim it down like that. Okay, and we'll just get rid of that bit where the printer's played up and not printed borderless. I mean, in fairness, I might not have set it to borderless. Who knows? Who knows what's gone on there? So yeah, let's cut that out, and then let's put this down here. So if I were to make a pocket, I would just kind of place that straight over, you know, where I currently have that, if you see what I mean. So then with my flower fairy, I just want to check whether I actually would prefer to have her, you know, like poking out, if you see what I mean, from the pocket, or would I prefer to not have a pocket and have her on the page and in her entirety. So I'm going to have to tear her down, because yeah, whichever way I have it, by the looks of things, she's going to look pretty rubbish, just kind of like in her square. So I'm just going to tear her down like that, trying to keep this little tiny bit. So I can't even read it. It says the Lady's Smock Fairy, I think. So just in case we want to, you know, have that anywhere. So like that. Okay. Okay, let me just keep this, otherwise I'm very, very likely to lose that altogether, and then what a waste. Might as well have not kept it at all. So yeah, let's just kind of have a look and see where we would prefer to have her. So, I mean, to be honest, she looks good everywhere. You know, she's one of those gorgeous pieces that just looks good anywhere and everywhere that we put her. I mean, the alternative thing is we could kind of make some sort of tuck spot or something that we could have like in a corner. That would, I guess, be an alternative, you know, way to get an extra pocket, but without actually having to have a pocket. So let's just see if we were to have her like that and decorate her up, you know, without a pocket, if that makes sense. So let's just tear this one down. Oh, please excuse me today. I've come out with the worst cold. Touch wood, I don't feel too bad, but I have got a very streaming nose, and yeah, sadly keep on sneezing. So I just apologise now in advance, because I suspect I'm going to have to keep stopping the video every 5 minutes. So yeah, I do apologise, and I'm very kind of out of breath. You know, when you get a bit of a cold that causes you to keep on having to kind of do like a take a breath. I'm a bit feeling that way today. So, but yeah, I do feel you know, pretty much fine. So yeah, touch wood. I'm not feeling too bad, but just feeling a bit, you know, breathless and yeah, rubbish from that point of view. Now, I'm just wondering, now I've cut this down, whether we might like to have this kind of tucked in, or maybe a portion of this. So I'm just going to tear this down. Now, again, ridiculously, I'm finding myself wanting to hoard this. And I know I've talked about this before. I mean, how ridiculous. It's a printable and I can just print more. But I know lots of you say that you're the same as me. And even if they're printable things, you still then have this urge to hoard things. I mean, what's that about, I wonder? So, I mean, I think that looks really, really pretty, to be honest. So, hold on. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. So, I'm going to glue that down and then we will trim that off. So, just going to wet glue the whole piece and then kind of coming along the edge. Okay, and then pop that into there. Now, obviously it's overlapping or overhanging here, so I just need to be careful that I don't actually glue that down, because that will be, you know, very, very likely possibility. So I've just tucked that card under there so that I can press it down and hopefully not end up actually gluing it down. So yeah, just press that like that. Okay, now I've got that doily, which I think we did use previously, and I know I said I was trying to not make this all pink, but how can I not use this doily, because it's just perfect colour, isn't it? So I'm just going to tear it down here just so it's not quite so big, and then yeah, we could have that like that. So that looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? So let's just again take this, pop that down. I'm actually really looking forward to, you know, to hopefully putting this Flower Fairy journal together. So, like I say, I mean, I love the Flower Fairies, and I haven't actually ever really done a Flower Fairy journal, I don't think. I mean, you know what it's like, all these things merge into one, so perhaps I'm wrong, but I don't think I have. So, yeah, I'm quite looking forward to putting it together. Okay. So, yep. Just make sure I've got my flowers the right way. And then, oh, how cute does that look? And it kind of like ties the, you know, the yellowish colour in from here at the back, which is really pretty as well. So I'll just see if I want to have one of these little book plates. And these are very pretty kind of pale pink, but I'm thinking they might just look really pretty on here. Okay, oops, just cut that down. Okay. Now this one I probably would have to ink this slightly because it's perhaps looking a bit too pink. Now what have I done with my ink pad? There it is. Okay. Just ink around the edges a bit. It just takes the pink out. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Oh, I don't know now whether I want it up there or down there. Right, let's put these bits on. So I'm just going to use my hot glue to attach these bits. So I've got this flower here, which I'm going to leave the leaf on. I generally normally kind of cut the leaves off of these types of things, but yeah, I think this is, you know, the shape that I have here in this space actually is going pretty well with the shape of that flower, you know, with the leaf attached. So yeah, therefore I'm going to leave the leaf attached. Okay. So yeah, love how that looks. And then this pretty pink flower here, I'm just going to have on there. So again, just pop that down. Okay. Yeah, love how that looks. And then this little tiny bit here, we'll just have there. And I mean, I'm being really lazy because I'm just using my hot glue, and that's really overkill because, you know, of course I don't need to put this down with hot glue. It's a tiny little bit of paper, but I'm just doing it because, you know, I don't have to worry then. It's definitely glued down. Right, let's just take this down. Okay. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? And, you know, like with the collage masterboards, I think, you know, this didn't really come together until we cut that edge off. And now it's like a cohesive page. And you kind of sometimes need to do that to then get how the whole thing looks together. So how gorgeous does that look? I mean, that's so not my normal type of thing, because I've got a lot of different colours going on here. And yeah, I mean, I normally wouldn't really probably have quite so many different colours that I've put together. I mean, I would never dream of putting like a yellowy piece here with this background. But because she's got, you know, all of those colours within her wings and within her background, she actually just goes perfectly, doesn't she, with all of that stuff. So yeah, I really, really, really love how that looks. So let's just see if we want anything else. I don't know whether we do, but, you know, we'll just have a quick look. I mean, we could have like a label or something like that. Or, of course, we could have some lace, because I haven't put any lace on there yet. So that would be awful to have no lace, wouldn't it? So, again, this is just like an offcut now. I'm just going to take that down and just attach it on. I mean, I might decide actually it doesn't really need the lace, who knows. We could have, I guess, the lace at the top. Oh, sometimes it's just too tough to decide, isn't it? I quite like it there, actually. So I'm just going to, again, just attach that there. You know, and again, it's just going where it's not the obvious place, which, you know, just all adds to, you know, a bit of a different feel, I guess. So, yeah, ordinarily I probably would have just gone for the obvious place and put the lace down the bottom, but it looks really pretty here. Okay, so that was stop number 2 to blow my nose, so I'm so sorry about that. Right, so I'm just going to take, these are my, you know, my second edition of my labels, or yeah, my second kind of set of labels. And I'm just going to take this. So you get these printed on like 1 to a page, you know, one full sheet to a page, 2 to a page, and this is the 4 to a page. So, you know, and I think there's room, or, you know, there's need for all of those different sizes. Because sometimes you need, you know, obviously bigger piece. Sometimes you need them smaller. It's just kind of a necessity, isn't it, to have all sizes available. So, oh, I can't tell whether that's up the right way or not. So again, just checking where I might like that. So I think over here. So, yeah. Just pop that down there. Oh my goodness, I love that pocket. That's such a different type of look for me. You know, I never ever would have thought that I would have mixed those kinds of colours when I created that pocket, which, you know, I created that during a mass make, obviously with no clue, you know, what I was going to be making, you know, using it in. And yeah, I never would have dreamt I would be using it in this way, but it just looks so good, doesn't it? Now, just having a look to see, thinking I might prefer a pearly colour rather than a pink. So let's just keep that pink there. Try the pearl. Oh my goodness, come on. Come on. Oh my goodness, every time I touch it, it sticks on my finger and then just moves around on the flower. Okay. Yeah. I love how that looks. So again, just glue that down. Oops. Oh, sorry. I'm dropping everything, and my hot glue gun was slipping off the desk. There we go. Oh, that's probably my favourite piece that I've made. Now, all the other pieces that I made, I think, have been quite bright. This is, by contrast, you know, very subtle and very kind of delicate looking. Oh, I love it. I must do delicate more often. I think delicate doesn't really come natural to me. But yeah, I really love that. Right, let's put that to one side. Okay, let's put in another piece. So, ooh, not sure whether I'm going to be able to keep with the delicate look. Now, what was this? I think this might have been one of Rachel's over at Roxy Creations, one of her. Oh, I can't remember, to be honest, whether this was one of her, you know, challenge piece, you know, from her challenge videos. Right. Again, she is going to look really good on here. So let's just, again, tear her down. Now, obviously, I've already cut her feet off because this was on, like, that same page where I just cut that other piece off. So, yeah, unfortunately, she's already kind of been mutilated a little bit, but hopefully it's going to be okay. So now, obviously, this was taken from that lovely war book that I've got. So, of course, I want to cover up, you know, bits that say war and things like that. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of put her over there. Now, again, I've got, obviously, that yellow left that we've just used. So, let's just see whether we want to incorporate any of that anywhere. So, I'm just going to tear this down. Okay. Don't know whether... just have a look. I mean, I don't know really, as that's adding an awful lot, but, you know, sometimes things add more than you realise, don't they? You know, and it's not until the whole piece is done and you think, well, actually that, you know, although seemed like a bit of an unnecessary thing to add there, it actually has added, you know, added interest and things that wouldn't be there otherwise. So, yeah, let's have that. Now, I'm sorry about this, having to blow my nose again. Right. Now, obviously, she's got that green in the leaves, so I'm wondering whether we could add a bit of green. So, again, you know, this is just trial and error. What I don't want to do is end up with that Christmas look, because I'm aware that, you know, this vellum, it's got a bit of a pinky red going on, and I don't want to end up with it looking more red than pink. And then if I put green, you know, I end up with it looking like Christmas, which, you know, I just find that can happen very easily. So, yeah, just need to be a bit careful. A little bit careful how I do this. Right, I'm going to glue this down because if I don't make a commitment to this, you know, I'd find it hard to not to stay focused, but you know, I find it easier once I've glued something down. I know I've said all this before, but you know, it just gives you a starting point, which without that, I find I have almost like too many choices. So yeah, let's kind of see. What I could do is cluster up that little label. So again, let's just cut this down. Okay. Oh my goodness. I mean, hello, look at the size of that lace compared to that label. I mean, weirdly, although it's humongous compared to that label, I don't mind it that much. I mean, it perhaps is a bit on the big side, but yeah, I actually don't mind it. It doesn't look quite as dreadful as I thought it might. So yeah, I don't mind it. Right, let's glue this down. So the fairy piece. And do you see, I mean, already I've gone away from, you know, this is not looking a delicate piece, is it? It's straight away, it's gone to more colourful, and yeah. So even though I loved that previous piece and I thought, oh, let's try and do more delicate pieces, straight away, here I am on the very next piece. And of course, I've moved away from the delicate sort of look again. So I just can't, yeah, I can't carry off delicate very well. Right, I'm just going to glue this one down just on top of the lace. So again, just using my hot glue, and that's going to just hold that lace in place, the lace in place, like that, okay, like that. Right, now I've tentatively kind of put a label here as well, which I think looks pretty on there. And then, of course, I've got the butterfly that I've also tentatively put there. Now, whilst I was blowing my nose, I just then spotted my wax seals, and I thought, well, actually, we could definitely have a wax seal on here. Loving this pretty pink. So, yeah, I'm going to just go for a pink one. Just put a little dash of white in there as well. Okay, and, yep, I pulled down my candle. Now, unfortunately, my spoon is now covered in wax and things on the back, so I'm probably have to clean my spoon up in a minute before I can actually do the wax seal. Right, okay. Just check whether I want to have any of these flowers on here. Again, that one looked lovely, didn't it? So, yeah, let's take this down. Okay. Yeah, oh, I love how that looks. Right, okay. So again, just pop that one in there. So, I mean, you can see, I mean, most of that little yellow strip that I stuck down is, you know, pretty much covered up, isn't it? I mean, it's barely even showing. But sometimes, you know, just having it there, even if it's barely showing, it still is adding something. Right, now I'm just cleaning my spoon out so as I don't end up with green, because it was filled with green still from the last thing wax wasn't quite melted enough. So, yeah, it's still filled with green. So let me just melt it off for a couple more minutes. Okay. Because I definitely don't want green, I don't think, on here. Right, okay. Now, I've also got some more pink kind of labels here. So I might prefer a pinky kind of label. So let's just cut this one down. Oops. Probably should really put my glasses on for this, but never mind. Okay. Cut this down. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay, and yeah, let's just try that up there. I mean, to be honest, I actually think maybe this... Oh, I don't know. Now I've moved it. Yeah. Or maybe we should have both. Although, now I've got a definite, like, weird diagonal thing going on, which that's just not a great look, is it? So, let's try that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Right, so it's like a little cluster of labels. So, again, just quickly glue that down. Okay. Whoops. Right, let's get rid of this green now. Second time. Okay. I love that colour green, but yeah, I don't really want green on here at all, if I can help it. Okay. Right, and what did I do with those wax pellets? There we go. Okay, right. So we have got the first label there. We are now just popping the second one on. Okay. Like that. Just move that slightly. It's a little bit lopsided. Okay, right. So hopefully that looks a bit better. Okay, yep. Just going to glue this down slightly because the petals are just lifting a bit. So, yeah, let's just pop that down. Oops. Hold it to help it a little bit on its way. Okay, oops. Come on. Now, where am I going to have that wax seal? I haven't quite thought that through, have I? Where do we think would look best for the wax seal? Do we think down here or like over here? Or I mean, we could just have it there, to be honest. Yeah. Maybe I will just have it on that side. So hold on a moment. Sorry, just having to blow my nose again. Right, give my wax a bit of a stir around. Okay. Oh, I love how that looks. What a gorgeous colour. Okay. So, yeah, let's have it here. Okie dokie. Right, and yeah. Just going to have this here. Now, do we want some lace coming out beneath that butterfly? Let's just trim this down. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty, isn't it? So yeah, let's just quickly pop that lace down like that. Okay, and then, whoops, sorry, I've got now hot glue threads again stuck all over me. Let me blow this out so it's not a fire hazard. It's always a relief once you get rid of the fire hazard, isn't it? Okay, right. Let's just quickly ink this up. Just to disguise my shoddy cutting. Okay, right. Yeah. And perhaps we'll have it. Let's just see. Take this off. Do we want it this way or... I mean, we could have it, I guess, bunched up there. So everything's at the top. Could have it here. Could have it here. Maybe we'll have it here. But actually now I'm thinking... Might have to see if I've got another butterfly to go in here, because I kind of think, oh, perhaps I need a second one. Just got some sewing pattern ruffle. This was just laying around on my desk, but I just kind of spotted it and thought, oh, perhaps this would look pretty on here. Let's just see. It's perhaps a bit too big, although I quite like it actually. Let's just go for it. I mean, I'm on a bit of a mission at the moment to just be using things that are laying about on the desk, you know, that have been laying around for a long time, and it's like, oh, it's high time I use that, to be honest. So yeah, let's just use this. So I'm just going to hot glue straight down the, you know, the stitched line, and this was just stitched on the sewing machine, so like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, now just in the centre of the wax seal, I'm just going to put a bit of paint stick. So again, just seeing whether I've got my little brown paint sticks. No, oh, perhaps I've put them away. My goodness. No, I haven't. I thought, well, that's a bit strange. That's unlike me to have put them away. Now, I'm always saying how I don't really use all these colours, so just going to use a little bit of brown instead of my gold that I would, you know, normally go for, be my go-to. Just going to use a bit of brown. Okay. You know, I just think the brown actually kind of was more in keeping with the colours on this piece. So actually, I don't necessarily want it so brown around the edge. So yeah, let's just get rid of that. Oh, there we go. Right. So again, really pretty pocket. Love how that looks. Yeah, really gorgeous. And obviously the pocket's in here. So yeah, really pretty. Right, okay. Have we got time for one more piece? I feel like it's taken me forever to do that piece. Right, I've got here a mason jar. So let's do this one. Sorry, I had to blow my nose yet again, would you believe? Oh, it's driving me mad, I have to say. Right, okay, so for this one, I'm thinking let's go for this little fairy. So again, just going to, like, you know, fussy tear around her. Like that, okay. And like I say, all of these bits that I'm using, they're all things that I've made predominantly, I think, in mass making sessions. There may be one or two other, you know, other things. But yeah, I think pretty much all in, you know, mass making sessions. So yeah, this has been made obviously in the mass making, and yeah, just kind of thought, let's pull some of these out. And it will hopefully, you know, demonstrate and give you some ideas as well how you can really adapt your mass made things. I mean, pretty much in the mass making sessions, you know, I don't decorate up. I don't know whether that's something that everybody does when you're kind of crafting along at home, or whether you do decorate them up. But if you don't, then obviously then, you know, you've got the versatility of then really, do you know, I don't think this is a mason jar. I think this is just a pocket. I thought, well, there's something strange about this. It's because I haven't done the lid. So yeah, it's just a pocket. So please ignore my statement about it being a mason jar. It's not a mason jar at all. Right, okay. So again, I've got that yellow. And yeah, I could definitely incorporate the yellow. So just going to ink up here. Now, obviously, I just need to put something in here because otherwise I'm going to ink all over the pocket itself. So just so that when I glue this yellow down, if it's not quite reaching everything, it doesn't matter because it's now inked up. So like that, I can then glue that on and obviously just cut around it. So yeah, that then is all good. So I'm just going to get rid of this bit with the white core. And then I'm just going to glue this down. So again, what I'll do is just glue that kind of outer edge and then glue around here like that. Okay, so I mean, hopefully I've covered all, you know, all the bases there that need sort of covering like that. Okay. Okie doke. Squish that down like that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is kind of just demonstrating how you really can take your mass made things and, you know, even though these are not necessarily colours, you know, that I would have put together, we can kind of tie them in by just the pieces that we use and decorate with them. So hopefully it's, yeah, giving you some ideas as to pulling your bits together once you've, you know, once you've mass made them. Because sometimes it's easy to look at it all and think, oh, well, that's all fine, but now it doesn't really go with, you know, what else I'm using. And hopefully this is just kind of demonstrating that actually, you know, you really can kind of pull your bits together and, you know, make them work together, even if they've not been made from the same, you know, the same kit or the same colours or the same theme. You know, they can then be made to work together. So I'm just again taking that doily. We've used that in quite a few of the other pieces and just kind of pop that down behind there. So like that. Okay. I think this is food coloured. I don't think it's coffee dyed. This is food coloured, although it does have a big splodge of coffee on it. So perhaps this was food and coffee. Okay, so again, just press that down. Okay. Whoops. Glue my fairy down. Okay. Right. Slide her in there. Oh my goodness. Okay. She looks very pretty, doesn't she? So yeah, again, just kind of like squish her down. Right. Don't think that label is really quite big enough, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I wonder if I've got any bigger, because those labels, again, you get different sizes. It's just, do I have them printed or not? So yeah, and you know what it's like, as we always say, you know, you can have all these billions of different things, but the chances are you still haven't got quite the right thing, have you? So yeah, no doubt I probably haven't got it in the, oh, I quite like that, weirdly enough. I wonder if I could just slide that frame in behind there. Oh, love how that looks. Right, let's just pop that down. I mean, again, just random stuff sometimes actually looks really good. So yeah, don't kind of like assume things are going to look rubbish, you know. If you have a bit of an urge to try something, just give it a try. I mean, you know, it may look rubbish, it might look good, but you know, if you don't try it, you won't know, will you? So yeah, don't just kind of assume that it's going to be rubbish looking, because it actually might be just the thing that you've been needing. So I mean, like this, again, you know, it's a kind of completely different look to what's going on at the top, but there's something really, really gorgeous about that green, which just is like lifting the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I might be the only person who thinks that. You know, you may well all be sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, what's she doing? But yeah, for me, I kind of think, ooh, that looks so pretty, having that there. Now, that bow, I'm not suggesting is quite right, because it is obviously huge, and it is now covering that fairy's face a little bit. Well, it's not covering the fairy's face, actually. That's not quite true. But it definitely, it's intruding on her head, isn't it, slightly? But, you know, it's not covering her face, so it might be okay. I'm just having a look through to see if I can see any slightly smaller bows, but that are that same colour. Because that would be, you know, that would be better, wouldn't it? To, you know, have the same colour, but not quite as big. And of course, I don't now have any that are, oh, perhaps I'll do that instead. For some reason, that word just looks better. Yeah, right, okay. I'm just going to check whether I've got any other bright bows. Well, I can't remember now whether that's from the bright bows or the neutral bows. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, come on. Just having a bit of a rummage through my, you know, little file folders that are beside me. No, 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 no. Got my bright bows, but I think these are probably all too, you know, a bit too bright. Yeah, okay. Oops, okay, right. Right, sorry about that. I had to yet again blow my nose. So yeah, very, very annoying. Right, I'm just going to go for this bow because, to be honest, I quite like it. And yeah, even though I'm sure that lots of you are thinking, oh, what's she doing? Why is she putting that there? There's something kind of cool about it I quite like. So yeah, just going to have it up there like that. Okay. So yeah, I think that looks quite pretty. It just makes that pocket look a bit different, doesn't it? And, you know, a bit more interesting. Without it, it's, I don't know, a bit boring, I suppose. So yeah. And then here, just going to have the memories. Now, do I want that with or without lace? Again, you know, because obviously I love lace. So let's just cut that down. Okay. What do we think? With or without? With or without? I mean, weirdly, I actually quite like it without. And to be fair, when I come to use this, I could always have lace somewhere else on the page. So, yeah, I'm going to actually just go for it without the lace, which, you know, unlike me to pick the laceless option. But yeah, I think I actually preferred it without the lace. So, yeah. And like I say, you know, the chances are when I use this on a page, probably be able to incorporate the lace somewhere on the page anyway. So, okay, that's how that looks. Now, anything else? Just see whether I want to have a flower. Oh, not the right colour, is it? These pink ones, again, not really the right colour. So, yeah, perhaps we'll give that a miss. So, right, okay, so we've made another 3 things now for our flower fairy journal. So let's just pull those in, the ones that we've made today. So I think they've got quite different looks to what we had on the other ones. But yeah, hope that you like them. Hopefully they have given you some inspiration. I do apologise again for the, you know, constant having to keep stopping to blow my nose. So yeah, I do apologise for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.